Okay, using now the same example and deriving the equations by hand. The question now is, how could we obtain those two transfer functions that we talked about in the previous video? Mainly V sub C and then V sub R, the voltage across the resistor. If we could derive the equations by hand in here, just applying Kirchhoff's law to both circuits in here, to both loops, we will obtain these equations. At this point, we will also apply the Laplace transform to both of those equations, right here, apply to both of those. And then Q1 and Q sub 2 become the unknowns. However, the output in here, the V sub C, the voltage in here, is a combination of Q1 and Q2 times 1 over C. So this is the manual approach that you have. We solve for Q1 and Q2 by solving this determinants and doing all this stuff. And once we find Q1 and Q sub 2, we could do all the substitutions and do all this wrestling here to obtain the transfer function. Well, that is, I submit to you that that is sort of long and a bit difficult. So what I want to do is I want to provide you with a tool that if you derive this and you get to this point, applying the Laplace transform, starting here on this part, right there, you would have a way to solve this, right there. So, what I'm going to do is I am going to show you an algorithm that is that I developed to help you with that. So, not to mix with what we have right now, I am going to run a separate MATLAB. This doesn't have anything to do with bond graphs at all. I'm just running the MATLAB and I am going to use an algorithm, an M file that I want you to have to calculate any transfer function that you, maybe you could say any one under the sun. I mean, in here we say open and then we go desktop is where I have it stored. It's called general solution in here. I'll tell you what I did. This is done for this example in particular. I defined the, let's see if we can maybe relate to the nodes. Maybe that would be a good idea. So why don't we, let's hide this one. And what I need is, let's just also hide this one. I need the system, and that is over here on this one. And then, of course, I need this file that I have in here, but I also want the other one. There you go. Very good. See, you see here? To solve this dilemma that we have on the right-hand side here, perhaps I am going to make the window a little smaller. If Windows 7 lets me do this. And concentrate over here, see? Once we are there, we could define this matrix you see in there. This one is this first row. This other one is this second row. And the denominator is over here, see right there? First row, and the denominator over here, the second row. And then I define it Q2 the same way. This one right here, like that. Yeah? So if you do this, watch what happens here. I just calculate V sub C, which is the voltage of the You know, that was something that we had it right here. Yeah. And then of course B sub R is going to be SR times Q sub 1. So if you run this, watch what happens. Change folder here. And of course, it's going to give us a MATLAB window, which is where? It's in here, right? So right here you have the transfer function that we have found for the first one. And you're going to have the transfer function that we have found for the second one. So I believe that what we need to do here is to compare, in fact, the one that has from the bond graph model with this other one, with this. Okay, we have it right there, just next door to each other. Seeing here, this one is this transfer function. See, L is I6, C is C, L is I, R is S, and L is I6. And the second one is the highlighted one. Do you see? C R L S squared plus R sub 2, and the denominator is the same. So if you use this algorithm that I am showing you, and you use the setup, you could actually find out any transfer function that you want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on temp, and you can have it for you. Temporary file? Right now, yes. So that way you can, if you don't have CAMG and you just have MATLAB, you can still conquer the world. So we'll do that. So that is, as you can see, the demonstration that the transfer functions, one way or the other, you know, they are exactly the same. This one is this one, and this second one is that one. I didn't do the third, but I mean, you could do it on your own.